Open. Yeah.
What everything is being spent on, because that's where my passion
You thought it was too much
I don't
competition?
think I can. No. It was.
Research, which teaches you basically how to rate.
Social and the service aspect of the club, right? So are they like
bit longer, and they're in mainstream.
No.
You do WWE style wrestling.
Welcome back to Panther Pod, the podcast where we interview the campus's most requested people for your viewing entertainment. I'm your host, Max Ortiz, and this is your co-host,
Mauricio Aguilar, and today we are here with 5 members of the Male Leadership Academy. Welcome, guys. Do you want to introduce yourselves? Starting off over here.
My name is Brandon Henry, and I am a freshman for Male Leadership Academy.
My name is Tariq James. I'm a communication major at Cal State Dominguez Hills. I'm in my last year, and I'm a mentor for the Male Success Seed Academy.
My name is Carter. I'm a teacher here on campus at Jordan.
My name is Adrian Gonzalez. I'm president of Male Leadership Academy.
My name is Jonathan. I'm the vice president for Mills Academy.
So how about we kick this thing off by having each of you guys explain what the class is and kind of like what it means to you personally.
Well, to me, the class is where we can bond with many people and many of their personalities. We can learn new things such as, well, from our seniors, our teachers, and even people from different districts or people from different like colleges and all that stuff. We learn so much from them and from others. It just make it really a great class.
Well, as far as me, I'm part of the MSA Seed. MSA stands for Male Success Alliance, and Seed stands for Success Expanded Through Exposure and Development. And my job pretty much is to help these young men realize that they are stars, you know what I mean, because they're not broken. Like one of my good brothers, McConan, said in one of our meetings, he said, the young brothers are not broken and they don't need to be fixed, you know what I mean? So we're here to make sure that they're being the best of them, and here to make sure that they stay consistent with whatever they do.
Since I teach the class, my job is to provide them with opportunities to grow, like to figure out ways that they can know more about themselves, and through knowing more about themselves and who they are, they're able to expand themselves. It's a class where I'm hoping that it's a community, it's a brotherhood, it's a place where they can find themselves, and a place where they can learn like the value of commitment, like what it looks like when you decide to commit yourself to a group of people and to a purpose, and the results that come from that. That's what I do, facilitate that.
The purpose of the class is to like build up the purpose of the class is like to get you ready for the next level, because after high school is a whole different story. Like you have to mature more. There's more challenges to face, and that's my purpose for the class.
My own personal opinion, I feel like the class is just a class where you can develop your skills, how to socialize with others, how to like talk and be able to talk in front of people. This class just teach you how to develop your skills, basically, how to be a better man, how to be a leader.
So you guys talk a lot about like people not being broken, just a little bit of tweaking every now and then to make sure they can be the best of them. What would you say are like a couple of key factors into making sure that the best you comes out? Like what can you focus on as a person?
Well, the main thing you can focus on just being the best you know what I mean? We live in a world today where people are so caught up in this social norm of trying to be like somebody else, so they have a hard time of being themselves, you know what I mean? So I tell a lot of people, you can't get to know someone if you don't know yourself, you know what I mean? So with that being said, by me saying they're not broken or they don't need to be fixed, is because it's the truth, you know what I mean? Because everybody is their best self. All it takes is one person to bring it out of them. And in this program, that is what we're doing. We want to bring out that leadership that they already have instilled in them, you know, that positive role model that they already have instilled in them. So by being in a space like this, it gives you the opportunity to just come out your shell, you know what I mean? You have a lot of students in this class who were shy at first, and then as time went on, you seen that they starting to come out that shit and start to speak more. Some start to step up more, and you start to see that leadership in them. So it's just all about knowing yourself. I feel like the more you know yourself, the easier it is to cope with things. You know what I mean? Because you know how you move. You know what makes you mad. You know what makes you happy. You know what you can bring to anything you do. You know what I mean? If it's a team, it's a job, whatever it is, you know you. So you don't have to worry about nothing else but, you know what I mean, you. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like knowing that, like I said before, it will help you move on with life. That's why it's important that they figure out who they are now in high school opposed to going to college and figuring it out. Because once college comes, everything is fast-paced, you know what I mean? So you're going to get caught up in a lot of stuff. It might be partying or it might just be studying. It all depends on how you manage your time. But if you know yourself, it's going to make those type of things easier, you know what I mean? So that's what I feel like.
So everybody here has one consensus that one of the big things for anyone joining the class would be to find themselves and then see how they fit with everyone else that's in the class and just mingle and build a bond.
Another part of the class is like my brother Reek said, we come in not knowing each other. Like when I get out the class, it's confidence. Like we gotta build confidence, because like it's a whole different world. How my bro said.
Nah, it's cool just think about it.
Oh,
Yeah.
So you're doing a couple things at the same time, right? So you're figuring out who you are, and in figuring out who you are, you have to. We found that it works well when you're doing it with people. When you're figuring out who you are among a group of brothers, a community that's also waking up in the morning, coming to school, and striving to be their very best too. Like, so when you're in that environment, honesty emerges. Like people are real honest with people. Like they're honest with me, I'm honest with them, they're honest with each other. So honesty emerges. Like, so people call each other out for their junk. And so when people are slacking, we have no problem saying, hey, what are you doing? And if people are doing really well, most importantly, we applaud the good, and we call people out when they're struggling and when they're not living up to their best. Now, when people are struggling and they're hurting emotionally, or things are going on at home, it's also a space where we've had brothers in the space cry. People are in there crying. Why? Because it's a space where we have to realize that all these emotions are real, and so whatever we feel in the moment, we share, and we do it in community. We do it knowing that we are committed to each other. We're committed to our families. We're committed to our own success and the success of each other.
So it's like a safe space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a free zone.
Would you say that it'd be a safe space for those in the class and in the club, or can anybody go there whenever they're feeling down, and to get your guys' feedback, or do you need to be part of the club or the class?
No, it's a free space.
Oh, well, in my personal opinion, I feel like anyone can come if they really need support, some help, all that, because we all have different experience. We all been through some struggles in life that can actually help. So it's basically saying that, what I'm basically saying is that, yeah, many people can really just come and we can just be there to support them. Yeah, we may not know you, but we want to get to know you. The doors is always open.
So it's open to everybody, whether or not you're in the club or the class?
I mean, of course, you do have to sign up. It's a paperwork you have to fill out. But say if someone's walking by or whatever the case may be, and they happen to peek in and they come in, we're going to welcome them into our space. We're not going to be like, oh, no, you have to leave because you're not in here, because we're welcome. It's like Angel said, it's a free space. But in order to be in it, to really get that real experience, like, yeah, you'll have to, sign up for it. And it ain't like you have to pay for anything. It's free. It's just more so that way, if anything happens, we'll be liable for whatever happens. So,
and it's to show like a commitment to
it's for sure a commitment. It's really just a brotherhood. It's building a brotherhood, you know what I mean? Because we are brothers at the end of the day, you know what I mean? We are our brother's keepers, you know what I'm saying? We got this saying that we are our brother's keeper and together we'll rise, you know what I mean? But like, you can break one pencil, but you can't break 12 pencils, you know what I mean? It's harder. So it's like, you might could break one person, but when you got a bond of brothers, it's gonna be hard to break them because they're strong. It's just like a pack of pride for lions. You know what I mean? When you're your strongest when you with your group. You know what I mean? Opposed to being by yourself. So being in this space, we for sure create that bond, that brotherhood. Like I mentioned earlier, just more so just helping brothers come out that shy shell, so that way when they is walking around campus, their confidence, we're helping them bring their confidence, and some who might not had it before coming into this program. So that way, if someone was to come up to them at lunch or after school, or the case may be like, hey, what is that program I see you guys in? When you guys wear those shirts, they got the confidence to say, well, this is this and this is that. You know what I mean? This is why we do this. This is MLA, Male Leadership Academy, partnered up with Male Success Alliance. You know what I mean? So, and then we're just breaking down what it is, and because we want to have more people eventually to where we got classroom of 60 students or whatever the case may be. So, it's a brotherhood that's open to everybody.
So it's kind of like I would say like the one essence we have at school, kind of. What do you think sets you apart from them? Because they also like tell people that they can come in and like hang out, so that they can help each other out. Would it just be the bond that sets you different?
My fault, brother. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say it's the bond. It's just more so that we keep it real. We keep it 98 more than 2. You know what I mean? 100. You know what I mean? So it's just more so. It feel like when you come in our space, you feel like you're at home talking to your brother. You won't feel like you're at school. So I would say what sets us apart that we are young men of color. We wear polos. We come dressed up. So you don't see that, especially in a lot of younger kids nowadays, because people look at that as goofy. You know what I mean? They don't really understand the significance of why it's important to get dressed. You know what I mean? Like we tell them, first impression is always your best impression. So that's why you want to make it the best, because you never know who's watching. You never know who's in the room, or you never know who's know who. You know what I mean? Like I tell a lot of people, I could have been somebody who's a millionaire or might know a millionaire, and you coming dressed up, that's giving you cookies. You know what I mean? You getting points for that. So it's just like, okay, I'm gonna mark that down. You know what I mean? Because not a lot of people have that mindset that I'm gonna come dressed up, and you stand out. It helps you stand out. It helps you be like me. I like to stand out like bright colors. You know what I mean? Because people are able to see you. Everybody gonna see you if you got on, nobody can really see you if you got on casual clothes. But if we all got on casual clothes and I'm the only one who's dressed up, I'm gonna be the one who's standing out. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be the one who's remembered or seen. So I was the one who was dressed up differently. You know what I mean? More professional, I should say. So it's for sure. I say that's probably one way we stand out. I'm not familiar with the other program, so I wouldn't necessarily be able to compare what we do and what they do. But
I can add to that. I'll say, along with what Reek just said, the thing that makes us unique is that we're expecting the brothers in our group to go out and make a difference, right? So and to take what they learn from the class and create communities of their own, right? So we expect them to actually go out and be a leader in their families. Like we expect them to go out and be the backbone in their family if no one else is in their family. We expect them to know what it's like to be committed, to be consistent, to be awake, to be alert, and to know what it means to do that. Like and the grit and the passion and the pain at times of what it means to lead in those situations. And so that way, when they go to their spaces and create their own unique spaces, they can do the same for others in that space. Help create a community of people in there who are then growing, and then they go and create communities who are growing. And so we're not looking for anyone in our space to be a cookie cutter. Like I'm not looking for mini Carters. He's not looking for mini Reeks. Nobody's looking for little cookie cutters of themselves, versions of themselves. We're looking for individuals to be entirely uniquely themselves. If they're not being entirely unique themselves, we're doing something wrong. And so when Jonathan speaks with his own voice. Jonathan stands up for himself because of Jonathan. When Angel gets up and speaks, and when he has passion and a drive and a motivation to do what he does, it's because he has authentically found his way. Same with Brandon. Same thing. So we all are in that space for one common purpose, but we all got different dreams, we all got different visions, and we all execute them entirely different. And so we hold each other accountable to do that.
So would you guys say that those moralities and ideologies would be what kind of lent you guys to seek out Male Leadership Academy, or do you guys have your own different reasons for seeking out Male Leadership Academy, or how did you guys come into contact with the club and the classroom?
Well, I'm going to be really honest. When I first found out about Male Leadership Academy in middle school, I didn't really care that much about it because most people that went there was, kids that just goof around. But ever since I came to high school, Male Leadership Academy, it felt way different. It felt more organized. It felt more
Professional.
Yeah, it feels more like I can actually be myself, in which I kind of just lazy here and there, but I still get my job done. And you can even add Mr. Carter, because there's times where I just fall asleep in class and right when I wake up, I just start saying a whole entire speech. Like,
It's true.
Man, yesterday.
So I'm saying Miller Leadership Academy changed me a lot in different ways.
I like that. Oh,
It's just a class where you can stand out, you know, and be you, be unique. Not like you be like someone like, you know, people follow you. You don't want to follow the crowd all the time, you know. You sometimes in your life you need to make the crowd follow you because you want to make yourself, you know, like you want to make yourself look good, you know, like be someone like doesn't want to follow people, you know. You want to you want to be you, trying to be you and you know, like, you know, you're not trying to just always follow the crowd because one point in your life you have to like think about life, you know, like that's what like I like this class about because it teaches you like a lesson about life and teach you how to develop your skills, how to stand out. Like at the beginning, like I like this class because, you know, I was kind of shy, you know, like to talk in front of people, but this class helped me to develop my skills to be able to talk more, you know. That's all, like, you know.
Yeah, what are some skills like besides, you know, being able to talk more? What other skills have you learned?
Well, we
After
should let
joining.
Angel and Reek kind of like say how they found the class and how they got into it and what it represents to them.
All right, my bad.
Kind of just cut off two people, but it's fine.
well, I found about Male Leadership Academy in middle school. Like, I liked how what my brother Brandon said. In middle school, I thought it was like all fun and games. But then, like, I didn't really care about it. But, like, coming to high school, you start maturing more. And, like, the Male Leadership Academy in high school got my attention because going to the class, I didn't know nobody. And, like, how my brother Reek said, first impression is the best impression. You get me? So everybody wants to put the best impression on. And what Male Leadership Academy helped me is built confidence. And like how my brother John just said, like don't follow the crowd. There's a saying I like to say. It's called "Don't wear the mask if it don't fit." So like, just be yourself. If you can't be yourself, that's not a group of friends you want to be around with. It's just leadership.
And just to piggyback off my brother, those was like, you know what I mean, it don't get no better than that. With me, I also have a saying, leaders don't create followers, leaders create great leaders, you know what I mean, because we're not telling these things to the good brothers for them to follow. We telling them so they can be leaders, because it's a lot of young brothers in here who might not have a big brother figure, so that's where we come in at, you know what I mean, because I'm a big brother, so I know how I feel to have younger brothers. So and then I was fortunate enough in high school to be a part of a program that's similar to this, to where it focused on young men of color, just like this one. And I was fortunate enough to visit different historical black colleges down south. So I traveled a lot, and I also had mentors that helped shape me to become the best person I could be too. So when I had the opportunity to be in a similar program, yeah, I mean, that's automatic yes. You know what I mean? Why not? Because we gotta realize that the youth is our future. You know what I'm saying? So it starts with these guys, and eventually when they take our place, they'll be doing the same thing to the next generation. So
It's like a tradition.
It for sure is a tradition. That's the best way to put it. It's just a mini tradition that we're starting, and we're just starting it with this group of guys. So to answer your question, why I joined it is because it always feels good to see that. It always feels good to put a smile on somebody else's face. You know what I mean? It always feels good to know that you're helping somebody else other than yourself. You know what I mean? Because I feel like you get more respect like that. You know what I mean? So, and we're big on respect. That's another thing in this program that we do is respect each other. You know? This space, it's not really like a class to where, oh, you got homework and it's due Friday. See you next week type. It's no. We all come in here. You're all teachers. You got something to say? We're gonna be quiet. We're gonna let you speak. You know what I mean? Just respect. You gotta give respect in order to get it. And that's one thing we do push in this program, and we all show it through each other. You know what I'm saying? We are our brother keepers, so my brother talking, I'm going to let him talk. You know what I'm saying? And I can't bash him for his own opinion, because we all entitled to our own opinions. So, you know what I mean? So it's just more so just listening twice before you speak type of thing. You know what I mean? So that's why I joined the program, just to give back to the community and just help these young brothers become the best them that they could be, whatever to my abilities.
Full potential.
And Mr. Carter, how did you come about teaching the class? Like, how did you become the teacher of, what was it called again? Ethnics? The class, yeah.
Ethnic and identity studies. I just got a call in the summertime, and Miss Coleman was on the line, and she asked if I wanted to do it, and I didn't hesitate. I just knew that was something I wanted to be a part of.
Have you ever had any like prior experience with this sort of class or environment?
Well, I've in my former context, I used to teach in Inglewood Unified. I used to be a program coordinator for AVID, so it was very similar in terms of advancing students.
Like preparation
for college type thing. So that's the experience that I had that I've used in this context.
And what would you guys say is like the biggest impact or change that you've personally had after joining the club or the class?
A confidence boost. I feel more confident in say what I want to say than when I first joined the class. Like when I was first here, like the first day I got inside the class, I feel more confident, feel like to say whatever I want, or just not like do whatever I want, just do whatever I
You're
want.
more confident in your actions.
Just more so be the best him.
Yeah,
That's it.
It's like a reality check because, like I said earlier, after high school is a whole different level. And Male Leadership Academy, Mr. Carter, he helped me realize that because everybody got full potential. Like,
Yeah, like my brother says right here, feel more confident about yourself, and that's why, like how I feel like this class has helped me. It helped me how to like develop my skills and talk to people, and how to be more endurance. Like when I want to do things. Yeah.
Right, and the specific way that we try to build confidence in the students is we put them in situations where they don't have confidence. so we put them in I put myself in situations as best I can to where I'm awkward, don't feel confident, don't feel comfortable doing what we're doing, and then all of a sudden something good comes from it. So we try to expose them to opportunities like this, to expose them to the opportunity of feeling the discomfort that comes from success. And so because they're building that muscle, you notice that they're now saying, hey, I feel confident, because they're feeling so unconfident in many situations that they're in. Prior situations that we put them in, they've been in situations where they've been potentially laughed at by peers because of what they do, and that sort of thing. And that type of situation causes them to identify who friends are, who friends aren't, and more importantly, it helps them to identify who they are. They start developing an identity for themselves, regardless of what anybody else has said. Like Brandon said, he said, I don't really care what anyone says. Well, he doesn't care what anyone says because he got to a point where it's like, look, if you laugh at me for what I say, if you laugh at me for what I believe, it's what I believe, and you can't change that.
Yeah.
So is that would you guys say that's if it's not too much to ask, to be able to like compare basically the you before the program in the class to the you after the class, like what are some major changes in like characterization in like yourself that you've seen compared to your old self
since we joined the program?
Yeah, compared to the you before the
say
program.
Like some of the hardest challenges you faced
I could speak
during
on
your
that.
change.
I could speak on that. Just from when I was in high school and their shoes before joining the program, I was in similar to theirs. I was one of those type of kids like, I might have walked around, you would have thought I had the most confidence in the world, but when it came to speaking in front of people, that was my weakness. Like you can't even get me to speak in front of you guys right now without sweating like I just got done working out. You know what I mean? So it's just like being in a program like this, like Carter said, I was put in situations to where I had to step out my comfort zone and do things that I wasn't used to. So it had been times to where we'll have events and the person who was in head, she would make me host those events. So I might be the one coming out hosting the whole event by talking the whole time in front of hundreds of people. And I'm behind the thing, shaking, knees buckling. You know what I mean? So it's like, but as time went on, I just got, like my brother's been saying all day, just started to build this confidence that nobody can tell me nothing. You know what I mean? One thing you want to do is believe in whatever you have to say. If you got something to say, have confidence in that. Because can't nobody tell you if you're wrong or not. You know what I mean? Especially with your confidence. So once I figured out myself and kind of instilled that in my brain, I was like, what you want me to speak in front of? I'm ready. It can be in front of anybody because I had that confidence to where whatever I'm gonna say, can't nobody tell me different. You know what I mean? And if they do, then I'm gonna listen. You know what I mean? And that's when that come in. You gotta have that stomach to take criticism sometimes, because sometimes you have to criticize the facts. You know what I mean? Because not everything is true. So if people criticize you gotta be ready for the criticism, because everything ain't gonna be jolly green. Everything ain't gonna always be good. So people gonna have to criticize. You can be doing to the best of your ability, and somebody gonna still have a reason to critique on why you should be doing this better. You know what I mean? So it just all ties around back to just knowing yourself. So to answer your question, the me I was in high school to the me now, it's two different people. You know what I mean? It's more, this me now, I'm more confident. I could stand up, back straight, you know what I mean, and say my words, articulate everything, and be the best authentic me without having to worry about being nervous, without having to worry about sweating, or, you know what I mean, just having those type of anxiety that, what is this person gonna say about me? What is that person gonna say about me? How they gonna feel about me? You know what I mean? Opposed to now, just like, I'm gonna say what I gotta say, and you gonna feel how you feel about me. At the end of the day, I know I was the best me I could be.
Those sounds like just like really good morals. Basically, live life for you. Don't try to live life for other people.
Yeah.
Don't worry about what other people have to say. Just do you.
And that's like the biggest thing that you guys have taken out from the class.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Like
like some of the challenges is like the program has put me through is like talk in front of people.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna go back to the confidence thing. That helped me build like a lot of confidence. Cause like right now I'm nervous. I'll keep it 100 with you. Just like let the confidence roll through.
So this is the reoccurring segment, Put Us On, where we ask the people that we're interviewing or just having a podcast conversation with to put us on to 5 things. And today we're going to be asking Male Leadership Academy to put us on to the 5 manliest traits, or 5 traits that make a man.
Let me jump in real quick.
Whoever wants.
Consistency. Consistency.
Can you elaborate a little bit?
Yeah, I can elaborate. Doing the same thing, the same way, over and over again, and being, especially if we're talking about relationships, being there for people consistently, saying that you're going to show up and you show up. Consistency. That's how I would define it.
I said another one, just be like knowledgeable. You know what I mean? You want to be knowledgeable of whatever situation you're in, and whatever you're going through. You know what I'm saying? You don't ever want to go in, like I mentioned earlier, you don't want to ever go into anything blind. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to ever walk into a situation where it's like your eyes are closed. You just walking trying to feel. You want to have some type of knowledge. Just like before I came here, I had to do my research on Jordan. You know what I mean? At least try to get a feel what type of students I might be dealing with. You know what I mean? So I feel like the more knowledge you have, the more it helps with you with being consistent, like my brother Carter said.
No, I think another one is patient. Need to because not like every time you have to, like, if you want to get something, you need to be patient to get it. Because not all the time you're gonna get it like right away. You need to be you need to wait for it.
One I always say it would be like commitment, because commitment is a big part in manhood, because it's like a job. You gotta be committed to make the money. You just can't be like, oh, I'm gonna go this day, not go this the other day. It'll be commitment for me.
And Brandon, do you have a trait that makes a man?
I say confidence. Confidence takes a lot for a man. Most people think that some men are born with confidence, but some are really not. Some are just really hard to talk to other people because how people think of what a man should be, not how could they be, or something similar like that. So I'm basically saying that if a man have confidence, he can basically do anything. Like what everyone else said, all their traits, they could do anything. But if they're missing at least one of those traits, they can only do at least like 89% of that. And to keep losing more and more traits, they're going to keep on going down and down the list.
Yeah, and that is true. You got to have confidence before you can be consistent,
True
or
that.
be knowledgeable, or like my brother said, have patience. You know what I mean? You got to have confidence in yourself that you can do those things. And just to piggyback off what my brother said, that patience is a big key, because you can't rush time. You know what I mean? The only thing that you could handle is what's going on is today. You know what I mean? And you can just plan for tomorrow and in the near future. But as long as you're patient and confident with yourself, you'll start to see a lot of things going in your favor. But the more and more you try to rush things and squeeze this and then, it's just going to eventually just crumble. And that just ties into time management. You want to have time management as a man too, because as a man, we're looked at as we're the kings, the leaders. We the ones who gotta go to work, do this, do that. So it's just like, if my time management ain't good, then I ain't gonna have time to where, I'm supposed to be expecting the son in May. So if my time management not right, I'm not gonna be able to fit work, hanging out with my son, doing the things I like working out, without having those other traits around me. You know what I mean? So for sure, confidence will be a big one, tied in with the rest of the characteristics we said.
So as you guys have kind of like really been promoting is you can come into Male Leadership Academy with one of these traits. Like, you may come in confident, you may come in patient, you may come in with commitment already, but you're still not going to be the best you until you learn a way to bring out those other traits. And that's basically what I get from Male Leadership Academy, from what I've heard in the past like 40 minutes here, is that you can come into Male Leadership Academy with one of these traits, but the whole point of Male Leadership Academy is to make sure that all your other traits shine and you guys can bring it out. And it's not that you don't have them, but you guys want to like refine it and make sure that they can be themselves and have every trait that they can.
Yeah, it's like you said, you really don't have to come in with those traits. It's like how my brother Reek said, you just got to get out your shell. So like, the Male Leadership Academy is like, it's a free zone. It's welcome for anybody. It's just like, damn. Yeah.
So like, close it off. Do you guys know where just let the people know what room you guys are in, how they can come into contact with you, what they can do to join the class?
All right.
Yeah, anything.
All the important questions. We gather in 8107. It's the building closest to Myrtle. How do you join the class? Speak with your counselor about it. Come to me about it. Talk to one of these guys about it. There's a variety of different ways that we can at least begin to pursue the opportunity of you joining our brotherhood.
And the club, when does the club meet, and is it held in the same rooms?
Yes.
We meet on Wednesdays. Well, we come every other Wednesday, and whenever they're not having their Thai training, and we pull up to those too, because it's all about brotherhood, like I said. So even though we scheduled a day to come, we'll still pull up on another day we're not supposed to come, just to show them that we mean what we say and what we do. You know what I mean? When that brother word is like a big word, you know what I mean? And it holds so much power. You know what I'm saying? So when I call you my brother, that means I'm doing whatever it takes to make sure you get through whatever you want to get through, and I'm gonna support you. So when they do their Thai trainings, me and my other brother Sky. Oh yeah, shout out to all my MSAC family watching this. My brother Sky, when we pull up here, we let them know, like, we here for you guys. And even when it comes to things like that, learning how to Thai, we want to show y'all, you know what I mean, that we're gonna be here through every step of the process till we gone.
Man.
So yeah, and so we officially meet. We meet every other Wednesday, but we meet playing. We play games. We play basketball after school. So every other Wednesday after school, we'll play some sort of sport, do something together, to hang out in that way.
Sounds like a really great place to just build confidence and build bonds with people you've never met, and just make a family out of anybody, really.
Yeah, pretty much.
So we appreciate you guys for coming by and actually taking out the time
to. It's one thing that we do like to end with. As far as when we together, and it is I am my brother's keeper.
And together we rise.
And that's like one thing we do, because we are our brother's keeper, and I'm not gonna rise by myself without the help of my brothers. And
together we rise.
We all gonna rise together and make something out of nothing.
Man,
you guys are great. Thanks for just taking the time out.
Thanks for having us too.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're gonna meet on the Wednesday when this comes out. So.
Are we still live?
No, we're gonna cut it now.
Oh, let me say something. Oh, I want to say something.
Oh, you want to say something?
Yeah.
All right, just get it in.
Shout out to everybody. You already know the Male Leadership Academy. We'll always be here for you guys. you guys ever need somewhere to talk to, like a brotherhood, a father figure, Carter, that's a great that's a great example right there. Shout out to everybody.
And once again, shout out to Male Success Alliance,
Shout out my boy
C
Scott.
to be exact. I love y'all. Let's make this thing happen.
I'm my brother's keeper.
And together we'll rise.
Like always, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next Panther Pod.
The open. Yeah.
What everything is being spent on, because that's where my heart is.
I thought it was too much
I don't
competition.
think I can. No, it was.
Research, which teaches you basically how to write.
Social and the service aspect of the club, right? So are they like
A bit longer, and they're in mainstream.
No.
Do WWE style wrestling.